Remember, we were the first Indian channel to touch down at Davos, and ever since we've been giving you fresh and more updates from the biggest economic extravaganza of the year, of course, which is the World Economic Forum meet, which kicked off in Davos yesterday. In the cool climes of the ski resort, India is going to have its moment in the sun. Prime Minister Modi, who will be the first Indian PM in 20 years to attend the summit, will also deliver the opening plenary session. And ahead of the historic address, my colleague Supriya Srinath caught up with one of the tallest leaders of the Indian industry, Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran. Let's hear out their exclusive chat.
Right here at Davos, direct on ET Now, is N. Chandrasekaran, Group Chairman, Tata Sons. Thank you very much for speaking to us. You are a Davos veteran of sorts here. You've seen many countries, many states of heads make this big pitch for investments. How different and unique do you expect the India pitch to be with the Prime Minister here?
I think it's going to be a very important week for India. The Prime Minister's 3-year journey has been phenomenal. He has taken several structural measures. And I think we in India are aware of it, and by and large in the world outside, it's well known, but still I don't know how much it is fully appreciated, whether it is the GST, whether it's the bankruptcy law, and many number of other initiatives. I think his coming here and using the Davos platform will send out a very strong message in terms of the growth that India is about to see. And the significant opportunity that exists for investors, domestic investors or international investors. So I think it's going to be a great week.
It's a great week for India, I mean, no doubt about that. But, at a time when the idea of globalization is under threat, we are seeing economies like India turn, there's a lot of antipathy to globalization. How serious a claim do you think India can stake as far as, stake claim to being a more important influence in the global economic order?
I think on the contrary, I would say that India can have the biggest claim. It's going to be the largest growth market for at least a couple of decades.
That's right.
feel. We are going to be the third largest economy in another 10-15 years. Then if you look at the per capita income, there is a significant improvement that has had to be had. All of these things present a significant opportunity for all companies around the globe. So this is a market that everyone will want to come in, and the policy reforms that have been put in place and the ease of business initiative that's been driven, where we have made a significant progress, and the transparency and the accountability that is being brought in, all of these things are signals that will go down extremely well with international investors, and I think it's an opportunity everyone will want to participate.
A lot of people that you speak to at Davos say India is a 130 billion opportunity and not just one market. But while the Prime Minister is trying to woo global investment here, you are someone who heads a conglomerate that has very, very diversified interests. Given those interests and given how, how deeply entrenched you are in the growth story, as an Indian corporate, what do you want to hear the Prime Minister say? He's coming armed with the GST that has been rolled out. It's trouble set aside. He's coming armed with a higher World Bank ranking. He's coming armed with a Moody's upgrade. But there are, a few reds on his report card. Joblessness, for one, is one of them. Inclusiveness, for instance, the WEF ranking today doesn't bode very well for India. As an Indian corporate who's so entrenched with the India growth story, what would you hear the Prime Minister address?
See, I think from my point of view, I think a number of things are being done. We are already seeing green shoots in India. One thing that we would expect is for the Prime Minister to continue on the path of reforms, on the path of initiatives that he is driving in order to solve the core problems in the country. I think that reinforcement will be good. As a conglomerate, we are making significant commitments to India. Already we announced a 25,000 crore investment in steel, and we are looking at further investments in the steel business. We are looking at stressed assets. We are doubling down on our investments in automobile, both in commercial vehicles and passenger cars. We are looking at electric vehicles. Our investments will also go in the infrastructure sector. I feel India is the place to be, and we will be doubling down across all our segments. One word about jobs. I think it's a tough one. India
Especially when
has
the world is seeing job erosion.
India has the biggest opportunity in the sense that we have huge talent that's coming in, but at the same time we also have huge shortage of skills. So we have to make sure that we address these problems so that they meet.
That skill mismatch apart, there is obviously a lot of euphoria here in Davos for India. There's obviously a lot of euphoria that Indian markets seem to be sharing. Do you believe all that euphoria justifies the fundamentals, or do you believe there are fault lines that need to be addressed? And which ones would those be?
I think the potential absolutely is there. And I already feel that the growth rates will pick up this year, and 2018, 19, 20 will continue to keep picking up. If at all, what we need to address is execution. Continue to pay attention to execution so that whatever reforms and whatever policies are announced, they are implemented. We should get better and better at execution. And also we should remember that we are bringing change in a very complex country. I can tell you in organization hours like ours, when we have a large setup, any change that we bring in
very tough.
Very tough. So when you look at a nation of our diversity, complexity, size, we need to focus, continue to focus on ensuring that we get better at execution. But otherwise, the policies are all structural and long-term growth oriented.
Talking about better at execution, our budget is right around the corner. This will be the last full year budget of the Modi government. Do you expect this to be another big bang sort of a budget, or do you believe this is going to be a practical, pragmatic, fiscally prudent exercise that the government will do?
See,
or what do you expect from it?
See, I'm not going to guess against what the budget is going to be, but I feel that the government will continue on the path of prudence. I don't think that there will be any shift away from the direction that they have been taking over the last few years. That's what I expect.
Fair point indeed. Chandra, I can't not ask you about the IBC, because a lot of these global corporates that we speak to, they believe insolvency norms are very good, and what we're doing with our banks and, you know, resetting that is also very good. But the new IBC norms in some sense have polarized Indian industry. There are people out there who believe this is hazardous for Indian industry. Which side of this debate are you on? Because truth be told, the new IBC norms or the new insolvency code has really changed the promoter-banker equation for good, and has perhaps also changed the way we have seen business being done in India.
I think the way to look at it is that whenever we have stressed businesses, what is the way forward? This bankruptcy code gives a way forward of resolving these issues so that we can put these problems behind and then move forward. That's the way I look at it.
And you don't believe, you're not somebody who shares that concern that this is going to lead to asset value depression or erosion at all?
At least I don't think so.